My name is Allie and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing my wrap up for March and my TBR for April. So I had a pretty bad reading month in March, and I think part of it was because of the booktube games. I read literally over 20 books during that month, and I feel like I was just super burned out from reading. And it was just not a good time, and March was just super difficult. My birthday was that month, and yeah, there's just so many things to do. I couldn't find the time to read, and yeah, so that's kind of what happened. I read 2 books that month, so thankfully it's now behind us, but I'm going to talk about the 2 books that I did read in March. So one of the books I read was actually a play, and that was for my hashtag We Read the Bard book club. And every month we read a different Shakespeare play, and at the end of each month I do a live show, and you can always check it out. And if you want to know more about it, I have the link down below for my Twitter account. And yeah, so last month we read Othello by William Shakespeare, and I gave this one, I think, a 4 out of 5 stars or a 3 out of 5. I can't remember. It was either one of those ratings, and I really did enjoy parts of it, but I think if you've watched my live show, you can kind of tell why I didn't really enjoy it. There were just certain aspects of the characters and the plot and the conflicts that I just didn't really enjoy. So basically this play is about Othello, and he wins out on this like super good title job sort of thing, and he gets it over this guy named Iago. And Othello is black, and Iago feels like Othello doesn't really deserve this title slash job, and Iago feels like he should have gotten it instead of Othello, and so Iago is out to kind of ruin Othello's life, and a bunch of hijinks ensue and conflicts and miscommunications and things like that. And it's just very convoluted and not necessarily my favorite Shakespeare play ever. So I did enjoy my time reading it, and I did like getting to talk about it during my live show, but overall not one of my favorites. However, the second book that I read in March was definitely a favorite, and that was Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I loved this book so much. It was so beautiful and amazing, and I love Daisy Jones so much. She is like my new favorite character of all time, and this book is definitely one of my new favorite books of all time. Like, this is definitely in like the top 5. It is just so good and so amazingly written. It's basically written as an interview with a band, kind of like in the modern times, but they're talking about what happened in the 70s. It's super like VH1 special kind of thing, and it is just amazing. I love this book so much. I actually filmed a video about it, so I will link that also down below, but I really loved it. This is technically my first Taylor Jenkins Reid novel. I did read one of her novellas. I can't remember what it's called. I want to say it's something having to do with an affair. I know what it's about. I can't remember what the title is though. It's like about the affair or like something. I will leave the title down below or on the screen or something, but I really loved that novella, and so it got me really excited about this book, and I loved it. It was beautiful, amazing. Yes, just one of my new favorite books. So since I'm filming this video a little bit later into April, it's like I think the 9th day of April today, and I have already read 2 books, and I will talk about these currently right now, but I'm going to not go into too much detail because I want to save them for my wrap up. And so the first one that I finished this month was A Question of Holmes by Brittany Cavallaro. Super good. It's the last book in the series. Amazing. I ended up reading it physically for the first half of the book, and then I read the audiobook for the last half, and I really enjoyed it. The next book I read I actually just finished yesterday, and that was Defy Me by Tahara Mafi, and I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't enjoy it as much as I was hoping to. I didn't really like the beginning, but I did really enjoy the ending, so it kind of made up for a lot of it. And yeah, I mean, I want to kind of go into more detail with this in my wrap-up, so I'm going to save it for then, but just know I kind of have some mixed feelings about this book. Okay, so now that we're all done with all the books that I've read in both March and April, I'm going to go into what I'm planning on reading for the rest of the month. The first book I'm planning on reading is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, and I finally have my own copy of it. I did own a copy of it like forever ago, back in like 5th grade when I first read it, but I've moved quite a lot since then, and I think I've just lost it between all those moves. And I'm really glad to have my own copy of it again, so I'm gonna get to, you know, annotate it a little bit and tab it up, and I love Romeo and Juliet. It's one of my all-time favorite Shakespeare plays, and I'm so excited to get to it. The next book is one that's kind of tentatively on this list. It's really short, under 300 pages, so I feel like I can probably squeeze it in somewhere, and that is Reign of Shadows by Sophie Jordan, and I am really excited about this book. I know it's fantasy, but that's about all I know about it. I'm also pretty sure that this is kind of a loose Rapunzel telling. I was about to call it Tangled, and I'm like, that is not the name of the actual fairy tale, but it is the name of one of the best Disney movies of all time, so I think that counts. And I love Tangled. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. Rapunzel, even before I saw Tangled, was one of my all-time favorite fairy tales. Like, I knew it by heart. I read it constantly. I love Rapunzel. So this is definitely going to be an exciting book to read, especially since it's about one of my favorite fairy tales of all time. And I'm really excited to get to it. The next book is the conclusion to one of my favorite series that I've been reading lately, and that is The Midnight Star by Marie Lu, and I have really loved this series, and I'm so excited to get to this last book. I've really loved getting to see Adelina's story from the first book to, you know, up until this book, and I have really loved The Young Elites. I just think it's a fantastic story. And I'm super excited and really nervous and really sad to get to the last book, but I've heard that a lot of people really love this book, especially if they liked, you know, the first 2 books. And I'm super excited to get to it. People have like been saying like, be prepared, you know, get ready for it because it's gonna like, you know, just rock your world, and I'm just so ready for it. So I'm really excited. And I definitely want to get to this one this month. This is a very high priority. The next book is kind of a chunky one, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to get to it, but I'm going to try. And that is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I have the really pretty paperback with like the cool cover and the spine, and it's very thick, as you can see, so I'm a little nervous to get to it. I'm glad I got it in paperback though, because I cannot imagine carrying this around as a hardcover. But I'm really excited about it, and I've been wanting to start this series, and I've been really wanting to get into this series ever since I finished The Infernal Devices, so I feel like I'm really gonna like this one. I know it's set in California, so that's exciting. I love any book set in California. That is totally my jam. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what this book is going to be like, what the characters are going to be like, and if I'm going to enjoy it, because with Cassandra Clare, it's kind of hit or miss. I really didn't like the Mortal Instruments series, but I really loved The Infernal Devices, so I feel like this is definitely going to be kind of the deciding factor of whether or not I like Cassandra Clare, I guess. The next book is another retelling, and that is Echo North by Joanna Ruth Meyer, and this is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and I've heard so many good things about this. I've had so many people recommend me this book, especially concerning Beauty and the Beast retellings where the Belle character likes to read. So I've been told that the main character likes to read, which is super exciting because I was looking for that. I'm like, I've read a few Beauty and the Beast retellings, but none of the main characters, like the Belle character, has liked to read. So this is very exciting for me, and I love the cover of this. I love the feeling, and like just the design of it in general is just so pretty. And I just, you know, I've heard some really good things about it. This definitely wasn't a book that I was planning on buying until people started recommending it to me. So I think that that's kind of like, it shows the power of recommendations. The next book is actually a reread that I'm currently reading, and I am buddy reading this with Elle, and I will leave her links down below. and that is The Iron King by Julie Kagawa. And I read this book first when I was in high school. I think I was probably a senior in high school, and I really enjoyed it. And I actually read up until the second book, and then I just kind of fell off the wagon and never picked it back up. So I'm really excited to get back to the series. It's been a super long time, like I think around 6 years, so it's really exciting to get back into this book, and I think I'm really going to enjoy it. Basically, this is about a girl and her little brother, her half little brother, or her little half brother. How would you say that? Like, her half brother that's younger than her is taken by these fairies, and she has to go rescue him. And it's just really amazing and really beautiful. And from what I remember, it's really well done, and I remember really enjoying it, but I really want to see what my opinions and thoughts are going to be now that I'm a bit older. Am I going to still like it? Who knows? I'm really excited and nervous, but I bought the entire series, so I hope that I really like it. And the very last book in my TBR is another one that I've already started, and that is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. And I think that this is set kind of in the 1920s. It might be sort of like a historical fantasy sort of book. And I know that this has like kind of an anti-hero main character, and I've heard so many good things about this book. I am so excited. I can feel my voice going. I filmed 3 videos already today, so I can really feel it going, but I'm so excited to get to this one. If you know me, if you've, watched my videos for a long time, you know that I really love anti-hero characters. They have a very special place in my heart. And if this has a good anti-hero character, then I need to get onto it. And I think I got this on Book Outlet, so that was really exciting. And yeah, I'm just so excited to get into this book. I've been wanting to read it, so I think I finally found a reason to read it. I'm on like the 2nd chapter, I want to say, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Alright, so that was my March wrap-up and my April TBR, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment down below talking about any of the books that I have read or am going to read. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!